Coming to you buzzed. Absolutely not live and definitely recorded. It's your boy, it's Kamish. Cutting one up. We're getting so close to the draft. I mean, we can taste it. So I thought it might be fun to take a look at what a pseudo ranking, right? We're pretty much through preseason. We have one slate left, right? So I thought it might be fun. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what the Zeitgeist is talking about. With that said, let's roll.
With preseason finally upon us, it's time for an updated ranking of where all 32 teams stand.
Mills, good protection underneath, touchdown Texans.
Nearly 2 full months have passed since our last edition of the 2024 NFL Power Rankings. So with that, let's get right into it. Number 32, Carolina Panthers, last time's ranking 32. All eyes are on the offensive side of the ball here. Will Bryce Young rebound from a tough rookie year under first-year head coach Dave Canales?
No.
Well, the pieces are certainly there for Young to do so. Carolina acquired ex-Pittsburgh Steelers star wideout Deontay Johnson and drafted 3 more weapons in Xavier Legette, Jatavian Sanders, and Jonathan Brooks. All long-suffering Carolina fans can do now is cross their fingers and hope the offensive facelift benefits.
And lost Burns. Burns went to the Giants. He's one of like top defensive linemen. He's what? He's top 7 probably, top 5. Yeah. And they lost. I mean, in today's NFL, come on. D-line, pass rush, run stoppers. 32 makes a lot of sense. He gone.
It's Young. Number 31, Denver Broncos. Last time's ranking, 31. Jarrett Stidham opens preseason as the number 1 quarterback on the Broncos depth chart. It's hardly surprising, given Zach Wilson's NFL struggles up to this point and Sean Payton's commitment to being patient with developing Bo Nix. Star wideout Courtland Sutton had his contract restructured, but he is still a hot trade candidate to monitor in the weeks ahead. Number 30, New England Patriots. Last time's ranking, 30.
I don't know if I agree with the
it looks like
Broncos
veteran
being
Jacoby Brissett
31.
will be the week 1 starter for the rebuilding Patriots. There's no sense in rushing Drake May into the mix, not when there are so.
No, I don't think I agree with Broncos at 31. Maybe 29, 28. Patriots should be 31, 32.
So many question marks behind that leaky offensive line. This is going to be a year of growing pains for New England in year 1 of the post-Bill Belichick era. Patience is gonna be a virtue, Pats Nation. Number 29, New York Giants. Last time's ranking, 28. Well, that was a sight to see. Daniel Jones getting in the middle of a scuffle against the Detroit Lions during a joint practice. Danny Dimes looks like somebody who's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and that's what you want to see if you're a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Number 28,
A
Tennessee
fucking
Titans.
Dorito chip.
Last time's ranking, 29.
Sucks.
The Titans may be out without star receiver DeAndre Hopkins.
Titans should be
at
29, 30.
Fortunately, Will Levis has tremendous wide receiver depth led by newcomers Calvin Ridley and Tyler Boyd and 2022 first-rounder Traylon Burks. The Titans also bolstered their secondary by signing a pair of former Seattle Seahawks Pro Bowl safeties in Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. With Roger McCreary and L'Jarius Sneed patrolling the cornerback spots, it's not a stretch to believe that
Tennessee's
Tennessee
done
can
in
build
the
a top
South.
10 defense.
The
Number
Jaguars
27,
have the
Washington
South.
Commanders. Last time's ranking, 27. Yeah, we're not sold on the Commanders as playoff contenders. But hey, they might be this year's team of chaos that we can all get behind. Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, and Austin Eckler headline a promising offensive nucleus. And the rebuilt defense should make a big leap under first-year head coach Dan Quinn. Number 26, Minnesota Vikings. Last time's ranking, 25.
Rebuild. They lost Chase Young, right? They lost another starter on their D-line. Am I making that up? Rebuilt. I would say dismantled. That's very optimistic of them.
The Vikings take a tip here because it's likely they'll be without star wide receiver Jordan Addison for some time. Patterson is expected to receive a multi-game suspension following his arrest for suspected DUI. Sam Darnold has struggled considerably in training camp, but Kevin O'Connell might not want to throw rookie J.J.
What is
McCarthy
it
into the
about
fire right away.
Minnesota
With too many question
receivers
marks surrounding
that
this
just
offense,
equals
you
fuck
just
up?
can't justify placing Minnesota higher this time. Number 25, Las Vegas Raiders. Last time's ranking, 24. There doesn't appear to be a
Yeah.
clear-cut front-runner
That's
for the
fair.
starting QB1 job between Aiden O'Connell and Gardner
That's
Minshew.
fair.
Is it okay to be a little concerned about that?
They
because
have
the
every
most
opportunity in the
optimistic
world.
Raiders fans would like to think that one of those guys would dazzle with Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, and Brock Bowers as their main weapons. Number 24, Arizona Cardinals. Last time's ranking, 26. The Redbirds have already been dealt a huge blow, having stud pass rusher BJ Ojulari out for the season after tearing his ACL. On the bright side, prized rookie receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. is crushing it in training camp. We cannot wait much longer to see him and Kyler Murray in some real and dealt a huge
Hey, look at his boy next to him, though. He's got the mullet. No. This is a big old no. This is not the face paint. This is so, it's fucked up because he's a kid, right? But, bro. No. Oh my! I can't. All right. We gotta keep moving
huge
here.
blow. Having stud number 23, New Orleans Saints. Last time's ranking,
no.
22. New Orleans will be without star offensive tackle Ryan Ramczyk for the year, and there's a good chance his nagging knee injury will force him to eventually retire. It just feels like a 33-year-old Derek Carr is gonna have to really have a career year in order for these guys to compete in the playoffs. Number 22, Seattle Seahawks. Last time's ranking, 23. Seahawks fans avoided a scare when QB Geno Smith returned to practice days after it was reported that he is dealing with knee and hip injuries.
This is the vampire Louis Dulac.
Otherwise, it's more or less the status quo in the Emerald City. Number 21, Indianapolis Colts. Last time's ranking, 20. The Colts were hit with
Colts are getting shit on right now. Hold on. The Colts, if their quarterback stays healthy and their defense performs as well as it did last season, or just a little even less maybe, Anthony Richardson's play is going to be way better than Minshew's if he stays healthy. The Texans are being set up to lose that division because if they don't win the division, it's going to be a loss on the season because everyone is just stroking them, which is fair because Stroud's a motherfucker, right? And head coach has that defense rocking. The Texans, this is probably the first time they're legit. I think it's their division to lose. And I believe if the Texans don't win the South in the AFC, it's gonna be the horseshoe. So, time will tell.
some awful news when it was discovered that 2023 Team Sacks leader Samson Ebukam suffered a torn Achilles that will sideline him for the entirety of the year. But it opens the door for rookie Laiatu Latu to step in and produce immediately. Number 20, Los Angeles Chargers. Last time's ranking, 21. There's a lot of hype around the arrival of new head coach Jim Harbaugh, and yeah, understandably so. But if he's going to turn the Bolts into immediate playoff contenders, Justin Herbert's rebuilt receiving room must step up. Number 19, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last time's ranking, 19. It's been mostly quiet on the Bucs news front since training camp started. $1 million question here is, was 2023 a mirage, or is Baker Mayfield camp started? $1 million.
Damn, they did him dirty.
Quiet on the Bucs news front.
What build is that? How do you have tits, gut, and a back fupa? And his facial hair, it looks like they glued rice to his face. That's bad. That is not good.
Front since training camp started.
Damn.
$1 million question here is, was 2023 a mirage, or is Baker Mayfield really the real deal? Number 18, Chicago Bears. Last time's ranking, 18.
That's pretty
All
high.
eyes are on rookie QB
18?
Caleb Williams, a can't-miss prospect who is loaded
What'd they
with
finish
playmakers
last
at his
season?
side. I mean, come on. How could he not succeed right off the bat with Keenan Allen, the recently extended DJ Moore, and rookie Rome Odunze as his three-headed monster and receiver
Keenan Allen's
trio?
a glass
Number
cannon.
17, Los Angeles Rams. Last time's ranking, 17. The Rams adjusted Matthew Stafford's contract and avoided a potential holdout. Otherwise,
I think the loss of Aaron Donald is big. I think that's a massive blow. I think that needs to be taken into consideration. I think they're ranked a little high here. I think they should be a little lower, but obviously, the fuck do I know? They could stud out and win the division on accident.
it's been a pretty drama-free summer for the Rams. Aaron Donald's retirement leaves a gaping hole in defense, but the Rams are confident that youngsters Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, and Byron Young can offset the damage of the legend's departure. Number 16,
He's a Hall of
Jacksonville
Famer.
Jaguars. Last time's ranking, 16.
Yeah, I
Trevor
like the
Lawrence
Jags.
still hasn't fully put it together, but the Jaguars are so confident that they handed him a 5-year contract extension worth $275
Peterson's a good head
million ahead
coach.
of year 4. It's a big risk, yeah, but you'd also like to think that T-Law will have a career year with an offensive nucleus consisting of Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne Jr., Evan Ingram, Gabe Davis, and Brian
Hey,
Thomas
Gabe Davis
Jr.
is a
Number
motherfucker.
15,
No, I like Gabe
Pittsburgh
Davis a
Steelers.
lot.
Last time's ranking, 14. We were hoping the Steelers would have landed a number 2 wideout for George Pickens after trading Deontay Johnson.
Pittsburgh's fucking weird, right? I mean, okay, Wilson and Fields, they're two different guys. They're absolutely two different guys. Fields is absolutely Lamar Jackson dynamic with his legs. That's been proven. And sometimes he can chuck it up too. He'll dime it up. Also, he'll throw some picks. And then you got Wilson. Wilson's not mobile. He is not mobile. But he has his moments where he gets outside the pocket and he can dime it on you. But it's like fucking playing craps. Are you going to bust? That's a weird situation they have in Pittsburgh. Now, it's Pittsburgh. They're going to do no worse than 500. Oh, they can't. Well, the new system, they have to be above 500 because you can't go 500. So, I don't know. I like Tomlin a lot. I wouldn't mind if he was the Cowboys head coach. I'll tell you that.
But nope. They gotta be confident in Calvin Austin and rookie Roman Wilson to fulfill that role. Russell Wilson versus Justin Fields was one of the more intriguing position battles
weird.
heading into training camp. But all signs point to the ex-Seahawk and Broncos starting behind center in Week 1 versus Atlanta. Number 14, Atlanta Falcons. Last time's ranking, 15. With Kirk Cousins good to go for Week 1.
Atlanta is weird, right? So they brought in Cousins, and then they draft Nix, right? Wait, not Bo Nix. Oh, and regardless, it doesn't matter who. You guys know who I'm talking about. So they draft a quarterback early in the first round. They're almost telling Kirk, like, pitch, if you don't do what we want, you're done. But they gave him the money because Kirk is these OGest of OGs. He only signs guaranteed contracts. Look how much money he started making the second he left the Washington. This guy is a genius, and he needs a little more respect for the amount of money he can extort out of teams when he can't even play a full season or win games in the playoffs.
The Falcons are the clear-cut frontrunners to win the NFC. The awkward Cousins-Michael Penix Jr. drama aside, the vibes are pretty good in Atlanta. And the pieces are all there on both sides of the ball for this team to end at 7.
God damn it. I don't care. I'm not paying for fucking YouTube. Ain't happening.
7-year playoff drought. Number 13, Miami Dolphins. Last time's ranking, 13.
Fins,
the Dolphins
baby.
handed Tua Tagovailoa a 4-year extension worth $212.4 million.
The
Finally
Fins-
ending all the silly rumors that they might not
I'll
be
be
sold
putting
on
a
him
lot
as
of
their
money on the
long-term
Fins this
QB.
season.
Miami then followed it up with a restructured 3-year, $90 million deal for superstar wide receiver Tyreek Hill, ensuring that the band stays together long-term. Now, if Tua could just win its first playoff game.
Tyreek Hill has had 5 children in the calendar year of 2024. 5. He's going to get killed after his career and fucking, yeah.
Number 12.
God bless.
Buffalo Bills.
Holy
Last time
shit.
ranking 12. Rookie Keon Coleman has turned heads with excellent performances in training camp. One of the more compelling NFL stories for 2024 is how the Bills' offense performs without Stephon Diggs. A trade with Houston will
I think he'll
either
be fine.
make or break this whole franchise. Number 11, Dallas Cowboys.
Diggs
Last time's
is a
ranking
diva.
10. For those keeping count at
we
home,
should be
it has
ranked at
been
least
more
7.
than 6 months since Jerry Jones said that Dallas would be going all in. Well, preseason is now among us, and the Cowboys haven't made a single all-in move this whole year. Jones is
Hold on. That's not true. That is not true. First off, Dan Quinn left. So what did Jerry do? He grabbed somebody from the past. The last time the Cowboys had a championship defense was under one guy, Zimmerman. And now who's back in Dallas? Oh, that's right. Zimmerman. I believe Zimmerman's going to do more with this defense than Quinn did. Quinn got handed those guys. He didn't draft those guys. Neither did Zimmerman. I'm not saying that he did. Jerry Jones makes a lot of mistakes, but he still can draft motherfuckers. You got to get lucky in the NFL. It's not all about pure talent. There's luck involved. And it has to happen. Oh, it has to happen. I don't even want to talk about it. All right, let's go. Fuck you guys.
had an
Fuck you, I know you're talking
inexcusably
shit.
inactive offseason. He is
Cowboys,
lucky
baby.
that Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Zach Martin, Micah Parsons, and Trayvon Diggs are still here. Number 10, New York Jets. Last time's ranking, 11. As we keep saying, a healthy Aaron Rodgers makes the Jets a bona fide Super Bowl contender. So if Rodgers manages to stay healthy, there's a
Aaron
solid
Rodgers
case to be
has
made
strong
that
step
his Jets
diet
are the Chiefs'
vibes, right?
biggest threat in the AFC. Number 9,
he's gonna
Green
fuck
Bay
your mom and
Packers.
barely
Last
parent
time's
you.
ranking, 9. The Pack joined in on the Let's Extend Our Star QB
All right,
party
Packers
by
a little
handing
high
Jordan Love
here.
a new
They're a little
4-year deal
high,
with
and you know it.
$220 million. There's no reason to think that 2023 was lightning in a bottle. Love is the real deal who will only improve with his young receivers. And that's to say nothing of Josh Jacobs'
He's the next
rival. Number
Colin
8,
Kaepernick.
Cleveland
Watch.
Browns. Last time's ranking, 8. The Browns faithful got a big sigh of relief when Amari Cooper ended his holdout by agreeing to a restructured deal. The band is still together, and now it's time for the Browns to deliver on a big
Is Deshaun Watson the guy? Does he have it? He got all that money. He got all that money. This is the year, right? If they don't make the AFC Championship, they blew that money. They just bye-bye. And in that division, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati Bengals, the Ravens, they might finish last in that division. That's going to be the most contested division in football this year, easily.
playoff run. It all comes down to how Deshaun Watson will play after 2 uneven seasons to begin his career. If this team could get to the playoffs with Joe Flacco, they could easily win a Super Bowl if Watson could
Flacco
just be 3
was
quarters
there.
as good as the player that we saw in
Flacco's going to be
Houston.
on Minnesota.
Number 7, Cincinnati
Watch.
Bengals. Last time's ranking, 6.
Yeah.
The Bengals could never finalize a deal with T. Higgins, so he'll play 2024 under the franchise tag before likely heading to free agency. That's a bummer for Bengals fans, but you know, the focus for this football team is strictly on 2024. If Joe Burrow is healthy, his Bengals are legitimate Super Bowl contenders. If he's not healthy, well, their season will be flushed down the toilet.
Yep.
Pure and simple. Number 6, Houston Texans. Last time's ranking, 7. If Houston won 10 games in a playoff contest last year, just imagine what they'll do with Stephon Diggs, Joe.
Look how high Houston is ranked right now. It's crazy. I mean, I know they're a good team, but I think it's a little early to put them this high. This high when now there's game film on Stroud going into this next season. You have all these guys in the NFL, especially like the DCs, like these autistic guys that just can look at football and just watch lines move and just, you're talking about a level of guy. This is their life. If Stroud has the tiniest regression, everyone's going to look so silly with these lists. That's enough hate for me.
Mixon, Daniel Hunter, and Danico Autry now joining the party. CJ Stroud had a historic rookie year, with Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell headlining his arsenal
Tank
of
Dell's a
weapons.
beast.
There's no telling how much scarier these Texans can be in 2024. Number 5, Baltimore Ravens. Last time's ranking, 5. The Ravens are coming off their first AFC title game appearance in the Lamar Jackson era. Now John Harbaugh and company have two-time rushing champion Derrick Henry to try and get this club over the hump.
I don't know if that's
As
gonna
always,
do it.
Baltimore will be in the mix with a healthy Jackson. The Ravens get a chance to make a real statement when they
Healthy
open their
Jackson.
season with a road contest against the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL kickoff game. Number 4, Philadelphia Eagles.
Too
Last
high.
time's ranking,
Way
4.
too high.
The Eagles look locked in and focused after a very miserable
Nope.
second half collapse last year.
Nope.
Newcomers Saquon Barkley,
Oh,
Bryce
hold
Huff,
on.
Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean,
was
and the
that?
return of CJ Gardner-Johnson should help Jalen Hurts' squad reassert themselves as a clear Super Bowl
Hold
front.
on.
Teams ranking 30. Barkley, Bryce Huff,
Oh, no.
Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. Ranking 4. The Eagles looked locked in and focused after a very miserable second.
$42.19, $33.13, $20.17, $33.25, $35.31, $27.10. Yeah, there definitely should be ranked this high.
Half collapse last year. Newcomers Saquon Barkley, Bryce Huff, Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and the return of CJ Gardner-Johnson should help Jalen Hurts' squad reassert themselves as a clear Super Bowl
They're not
front
going to make the playoffs
Number
this
3,
year.
San Francisco 49ers. Last time's ranking,
Yeah.
2. The Brandon Ayuk situation forces us to drop the 49ers one spot. They'll still have the best roster in the NFC, but replacing a borderline top 10
Well,
wide
that's up
receiver
for
in
debate.
football is easier said than done. Number 2, Detroit Lions. Last
Number
time's ranking,
2?
3. What an offseason it's been in Detroit.
Number
They bolstered
2?
their secondary by landing promising rookie Terrion Arnold and ex-Buck Carlton Davis III, and locked up Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Penei Sewell long term. The Lions were a couple of plays away from
Calling them number 2 is you're almost calling your shot. They're making the NFC Championship. I don't know if that's the case. Shit, they can lose their division to Green Bay. Number 2. The Detroit Lions, number 2. Nah.
reaching their first Super Bowl last year.
They're not number
So,
2
for
in the
first time
NFC.
in their entire history, the Lions enter a season with Super Bowl or bust expectations.
Nah.
Number 1, Kansas City Chiefs. Last time's ranking,
Yeah.
1. Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
no reason to move the defending champs outside the top spot
True.
here. They are laser focused on another Super Bowl repeat. Just saying. The champs got even better with
Yeah.
the additions of Worthy and Marquise Hollywood Brown. Someone is going to have to beat the Chiefs for them to actually be removed from this top spot that at
Right.
this point they are all too used to owning. But hey,
True.
what changes would you make to our preseason edition of the Power Rankings? What placements do you think we got right? Which ones do you think
Well-
we are a little off on? Who do you think is currently the best looking team heading into the season? Let us know in the comment section below.
Best looking team moving in is absolutely Kansas City. I'm sorry, you have to say it. They've won 2 in a row. You have to. Don't be ignorant. The Detroit Lions at number 2, though, that's fucking wild to me. That's wild. That's reaching hard. I mean, yes, I'm rooting for Dan Campbell. I like him a lot, but to have the Detroit Lions at number 2 is fucking crazy. I mean, shit. You could probably go Chiefs 1, Niners 2 comfortably. Just comfortably. Yes, you can easily do that. I think the Lions are probably like 5 or 6, not number 2. Cowboys should have been higher. I don't know. You tell me. You give me your top 5. Drop it down in the comments. You tell me your top 5 teams, regardless of conferences. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You tell me. Because for me, it goes like Chiefs, Niners, Baltimore, Cowboys. Ooh. Man, that's tough. If it's healthy, Bengals. If Joe Burrow's healthy, Bengals. But at the same time, man. Okay, yeah. Those are that's my 5. Tell me what the hell your 5 is. Okay, bye.